Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Songs of Our Lives. I'm Brad Rose. I'm an artist, a composer, a writer, the founder of Foxy Digitalis, and someone who thinks about music and sound far more than is healthy. Each week I invite on a guest to talk about the songs and the music that has meant a lot to them and left its mark. Previous guests include Patrick Shirishi, Chris Williams, White Boy Scream, Weston Olinsky, Charmaine Lee, and many, many more. But this week I am super excited to have the one and only Kalia Vandever on the show. Woo! Kalia's got a new record coming out on Northern Spy called Another View. It comes out next month, I think November 14th. So, geez, I guess that's a month from today. Anyway, and it's a great record. It's it's an ensemble record. So like was it last year, 2 years ago? We Fell in Turn, which is this amazing solo record, came out on AKP, but this is her kind of in her ensemble form. There's a lot of connection between the two, a lot of overlap just in the way, I don't know, I just feel like her approach to the trombone, the way that she writes for and plays the instrument in the different forms, whereas We Fell in Turn is, more of an ambient kind of electronic record, and this is an ensemble record. I love that. There's a lot I love about both. I think there's a lot of overlap, but Another View, yeah, it's her, Kayvon Gordon, Mary Halvorson, and Kanoa Mendenhall, and it rules. I mean, I don't know, man. Kalia is just in the last few years, her work has really stuck with me. And this record just kind of. I find myself thinking about it a lot. I'll listen to it and then it'll be a few days and I'll be like, I don't know, in the studio, like painting or working on something. And I want to hear it, so huge recommendation on it, but this was a ton of fun. Cleo's, we just had a lot of fun. So anyway, thanks for listening. Please leave rating, review wherever you listen to this stuff. Subscribe. Patreon.com/Foxy Digitalis if you want to go an extra mile and throw a few bucks at this. That ongoing support really helps. Thank you to everybody who's done that. But in the meantime, hope you enjoy the episode. My guest today is a musician, a composer, a trombonist, an educator, and a Grammy Award winner. Hey, it's Kalia Vandever. Welcome to the show. Woo!
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you have a new record coming out, and it's called Another View on November 14th. Northern Spy Records. Okay, got all that. And so you've got, I guess, a new band on this one, because some of your previous records, obviously, you had a band, or you had bands. But this one, so you got a new band. How did this ensemble sort of come together?
Sure. So I had been working with Mary Halvorson a little bit by way of this grant I received a few years back. It was the first year of the Next Jazz Legacy Grant, which is this program founded by Terry Lynn Carrington and Berkeley, their gender and jazz justice program. And they pair you with three sort of mentors, a creative mentor, what they call an apprentice, and then a business mentor. So the idea of the apprenticeship is someone whose work you really love, and they kind of invite you into their world and you work with them and play a number of gigs. And so I had requested Mary, who's someone I had met briefly before, but whose music I'm really influenced by. And so she formed this band with me and Weston Olinsky, who I saw you also recently interviewed.
Friend of the show.
And so they were doing, they were playing trombone and live processing. And so we played a number of shows like a couple years back, and it was a really incredible experience. And I was writing this new book of music, and I've been writing for guitar in the ensemble format for a little while now, but had Mary in mind when I was writing the music, because I had just come off playing some shows with her. And I was really nervous to ask her to be a part of the project, and maybe thought like, I can get her on like one show, and I don't know after that. And it was already a lot to like leading up to me asking her to play a show, and she was really down and excited, and then after I played, I didn't really intend to record the music initially. Yeah, and so the band, I just wanted to try playing with other people. And I had been playing with Kayvon, who plays drums quite a bit, through Micah Thomas, who's a good friend of mine, and he had this like residency in Germany, and Kayvon and I were on it, and so we played a lot during that residency. And then Kanoa is someone I had played with, like in various ensembles, but not my own music. And so I put this band together. We played a show. Gosh, it seems like a year ago, but now it's, I think it's like a year and a half, 2 years ago. It was the first time we ever like played the music. And I put a lot of work into writing the music, but I think I was like really in the mindset of performing solo and like writing for the solo project. I was like, oh, this is an opportunity to play with the band again and like play with a new band. And I played the show and I was like, damn, it would be a waste to just like have it be one show of us playing the music. So then I decided to record it. And so we recorded like maybe 6 or 7 months later. And I asked Mary if she was interested, but like understood if she was too busy, and she was excited to be a part of it. So yeah, we recorded at the end of last summer, I think. Yeah, end of August, I believe we recorded, and now we're here. Yeah. But it's very hard to get that band of people together.
I bet.
Like, I feel lucky anytime we get to play, the four of us, because it's like, yes, it's a new ensemble, but it's hard to like get that band of people to play
right
a lot. So I'm really excited that there's like a record of that band and of that music.
Yeah. Are you guys doing any like release shows or anything?
Yeah, we're going to be playing at Public Records on November 29th. And then we're playing an LA release show December 17th. I can't announce that yet, but December 17th, we're playing in LA.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. It feels very fortuitous and like, or serendipitous maybe. Anyway, that's really cool. One of the other things, so it's mentioned, I can't remember if this was like a direct quote from you or it's just in the album write-up. But it mentions In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. I'm really curious, like what you pulled from that book sort of as a frame for the music or inspiration for the music, or like, was there specific moments in there or images that connected for you, or just? Yeah.
Well, it was like one of the most impactful books I've read in the last couple of years. So I remember, I think it was right before I wrote this book of music. I was reading her memoir, and was really captivated by like how like haunting it was, and I was already drawn to the title, and I was like curious kind of how she was relating the story to like this idea of a dream house, and then realizing like over the course of the memoir that it's like what she thought her dream house was, or what she wanted. And like the woman that she's in a relationship with, like the woman being this woman in the dream house, it sounds like very mysterious and like, and enchanting. And then you kind of like uncover horrors like over time. And I like this like kind of deterioration of the dream house. And I feel like it's like that concept, like, I mean, for her, it's like her life, and she doesn't like share the identity of the person, and like kind of like frames the memoir in a way where it's like it feels almost fantastical, but it's because it's like written with so much pain, and so I was drawn to the idea of this, like just like romanticizing your life and your relationship and your future, and then like slowly over time uncovering the things that you you don't like about it, or things that are like harmful towards you, and then kind of like reframing the dream house and like how that's always evolving. But that's
Yeah.
but like being kind of like caught in the cycles of, in her case, cycles of abuse, but there can be many different cycles that exist in like in one's life. And so I was like, I liked the idea of like kind of creating my own narrative around that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of like cyclical patterns within the album, but kind of like it changing over the course of a song and over the course of the album in the long form.
When I do think about like a lot of your work, there is this almost kind of like literary or narrative, like there's, like you said, these narrative arcs and sort of thematic concepts and stuff. And do you think of yourself as a storyteller?
No, I don't really. No, it's interesting. I feel like it's become a part of the music and like even the solo work. Like there is a narrative, and there was a narrative with the first solo record, and when I perform, I think I came to that idea and that approach to music like late, like as I was doing it. Like I think the way that I structure the solo performance is very much like a narrative, and like I think a lot about the set of the solo set,
right.
Because like, yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. It's just like a way different approach than what I do with a band, and so I'm always thinking about like the arc of the set and like moving and having the audience like be right there with me as I'm moving. And I talk a lot during the solo set, and I'm talking about like, themes of that music, and then themes of like the new music that I've been playing, and it seems to like really, it always really sticks with people. But I think I do that. I've been doing that more just because I notice I've been playing for like a lot of different audiences who don't know me at all. Like doing these like opening sets. It's so interesting to like see how people who have like maybe never seen a trombone before like respond to that music, and so I've learned a lot about, I think, storytelling and sharing with the audience like what the context is like through those shows that I've been doing. And yeah, with this album, it's like this feels like the most like narrative heavy album I think I've had. Like the solo album before, the narrative came just by way of like improvising, and like what was coming up for me. But this, like I wrote the book of music as like as a narrative, and and I think that's the first time I like approached music in that way.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's certainly, I mean, it really comes through on the record, I think. To kind of wrap up talking about, because I could ask a bunch of stuff about it, but we don't have all day. It's mentioned like how the album, as you listen to it and get through, it kind of releases you into, I think it said, renewed sense of reality. I really love that phrase. And kind of without giving too much away, what, like to you, like what does that renewal feel like? Like, yeah.
So the last song on the album is called in My Dream House, and that's like it's I feel like this like calm, and it while it kind of it references a cyclical pattern similar to previous tracks, it also like it feels like an opening to maybe a newer self. I'm thinking of it as like, yeah, coming out of the storm, knowing, like learning what you've learned and taking that towards like creating, like still like thinking of the dream house, but maybe not being so attached to that. It's like you still like romanticize things, because it's like, yeah, for me, like while it's not, and when I'm thinking of the narrative, it's like not necessarily like my story, but when I think of this idea for myself, it's like I'm always going to be like a romantic person who's like, while I've been, hardened by life and and situations and like people, it's like I still am I'm going to be myself and like really idealize certain things,
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now it's just kind of like reshaping my ideals and my dream,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it's a great record. Everybody should hear it. And so now I'm going to awkwardly segue into the questions about songs that are not on your record because you didn't write them.
These songs, yeah.
Okay, as ever, I'm going to start with what is the first song that you remember?
Yeah. I love these questions, by the way. And it kind of, I was really stumped with some of them. And I could have answered in different ways. Some questions were easier to answer because it came to mind right away. And then others, I'm like, I could approach this in like a lot of different ways. But yeah, this was easy for me. It's Louis Armstrong's "What a Wonderful World." My dad has always been a huge influence on me, but he's always listened to a lot of jazz, and he loves Louis Armstrong and loves that version. And I think I can remember that being there might have been a song that came before that in my life, but that I feel like is a song that kind of like returned a lot like during my childhood. And it was also, I think there's a question that you ask about, I don't want to give it away, or I guess you ask other people this, but like what's a song that has moved you? And, I think seeing, like before I could even like form my opinions about songs that move me or like experience that, I think I saw that song moved my dad as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of like framed the way that I listened to music and the way that I experience music. And so seeing him be like really moved by that song, I think made me realize that like music has that power. And I think that song I think it does that to a lot of people. And so it's like not only like the earliest song I can remember, but it's also like my earliest memory of a song like moving someone.
Yeah, like that power of that music has, this sort of almost sacred ancient thing or something.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, this song took on like a new gravity so I have a daughter, she's 12 now, but when she was a baby, somebody gave us like one of those, baby books, but it was just the lyrics for What a Wonderful World with like childlike illustrations. And so I would read it to her all the time when she was a baby. And I can't, like, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now because it just like, this song, I don't know. Every time I hear this song now, I think back to her being a baby, and and just, I mean, the whole sentiment of the song is just, I don't know, kind of everything.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. Yeah.
So this is a song that makes me cry now. But what is the song that makes you cry?
Song that makes me cry. I'm also looking at our list here just to make sure because I kind of interchange some of these questions sometimes. A song that makes me cry. Yeah, this was also hard. Because I go through seasons of songs, like listening to a song at nauseum. I was thinking about a song that I've listened to at nauseum in the last like few years, and it's this song by Madison Cunningham called "Life According to Rachael." And I remember the first time I heard it, I was on tour, and I think why I included the song is because it also like marks a period of time for me where I was like in transit a lot. I was touring a lot that summer, and it was something that I came to both as like in moments of when I was feeling sad, but also in a moment of like wanting to like be reminded of like beauty in music, especially in moments I was feeling like uninspired.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's such a melancholy song, and just like the pacing of it is really beautiful. And There's a version, I don't know if it's available elsewhere, but I know that it's on YouTube of her playing it with strings, like a live version of her with strings, and it's really gorgeous. And I got to see her perform live, like I think it was early last year. But I think just like her voice and the lyrics and the arrangement of the song really get me every time. Yeah.
Yeah. This is another song that also makes me cry. I think I first heard it. It was years after it came out, but she did a Tiny Desk concert, and she talked about how the song was like about her grandma.
Her grandma, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard this. It was maybe a month after my grandma had passed.
Oh.
And so it just. It was brutal, but like in a really cathartic and beautiful sort of way.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. About that song, it's like, yeah, it is. It's a cathartic cry.
Yeah, exactly. And just I think I'll have to look up I haven't heard the with the strings. That sound. I'll just sort of mentally prepare myself because.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hadn't thought about this song and it's been a minute. So when I saw it on your list, I was just like, oh God, that song. But it's fantastic. And I don't really know much of her other music. I never, other than what she played on that Tiny Desk concert. I need to like go down that rabbit hole someday, perhaps. But
yeah, she's coming out with another record this month.
Oh, there we go. Perfect timing.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here to promote Madison Cunningham.
Yeah. All right, we're done, everybody. Thanks. Job done. Okay, on the flip side, what is a song that will put you in a better mood?
Oh, yeah. There's so many songs that do put me in a better mood, but I was thinking of, some of these questions, like Stevie came up for me. I was like, I don't know. I could make multiple questions with Stevie, but I was like, I'll just stick to one.
You could probably answer every question with Stevie Wonder, honestly.
Well, any of these, aside from the questions about songs I don't like. But yeah, I was thinking of Golden Lady by Stevie Wonder. I love that whole record. But this is just like it's just a feel good song. And such a good composition too. And I thought of it too because I had my 30th birthday recently, and I did karaoke. And this is the songs I sang. I sang with my partner, and it was very fun. And now awesome. I have an association with the song. But yeah, great. Stevie is. I feel like Stevie is one of those artists who, like, I'll forever return to. It's like, he'll exist forever in my like rotation. Yeah. This is
such a gem of a song. The whole record is, it's like perfect, but this song especially, it just feels so. It's like this. I don't know. I feel like his voice is full of this sort of beautiful kind of like understated joy and reverence and like gratitude, and it's just like all those things that it feels like I don't know how to listen to this and not feel lifted.
I know. Totally. Yeah. He seemingly has that power immediately, as like when you put it on, you're like, oh, life is good. You know? Yeah.
I know. I wish I knew how to make music like that instantly.
All my music is like so brooding, you know.
I know.
Like I wish I could make like a uplifting song like that.
I know. I was talking to somebody about this, I don't know, semi recently, but how we were talking about how I feel like in a lot of the music that is in this sort of world that I write about and make music in, like people make very emotional music, but it's usually very heavy and I don't want to say sad, that kind of undersells it, but brooding is a good word. And I think a lot of times people forget that like joy is an emotion too. And it's really hard to do, I think, to do joy without being corny.
Totally.
And Stevie's maybe the best at it ever. I don't know, but just up there.
It's just like unadulterated joy, you know. it doesn't take any convincing to like feel the joy that he is singing with. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, and in 2025 in our current world, we need more of that. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, if it's not a Stevie Wonder song, what is objectively the best song of all time?
So I was going to answer that with a Stevie song, and then I was like, okay, I'll do the previous question with a Stevie song, and then I was thinking of a song, but more so like thinking of an artist too, who's like one of the best to ever have lived. And so I was thinking of Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
And I did I Say a Little Prayer. Because she just has so much power, like, yeah. Ooh, just like thinking about the song and like thinking about her voice, that gives me chills, It's like, and watching performances of her singing this song or just singing any song, like she just had like a way of performing and a way of singing unlike anyone else. She's just really like an individual artist who like just really had I feel like she just has this control over an audience that like very few, not a lot of people have.
Yeah, I mean her voice. I always think of her voice. It's like this physical thing that you feel in your bones.
Yeah,
like, and she's also. I always think it's like this perfect mix of like technical mastery, because the things she can do with her voice could do with her voice is, I don't even have the words for it. But then there's always this like just emotional truth to everything that's sort of, it's just like unexplainable. And that mix at the level she does those things, it's just unreal.
I know. Another artist who, like similar to Stevie, could perform something and like you really feel it, and it's hard to like capture that feeling, unless it's like an true, like an honest depiction of like who you are and how you feel.
Yeah.
In performing a song, it's like there's no question whether you like feel what she's singing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, can't argue with Aretha. If you did, you got problems. All right. What is a song that you used to love, but you heard it recently, or if you think about it now, it doesn't really do it for you anymore?
Yeah. I think there's a number of songs like that for me, but I thought of this song because it came on recently and I was like, oh, I really can't listen to this anymore. But it's Bad Habit by Steve Lacy, and it really had a moment for me. I think like when the album came out, and then I saw him live, and I didn't really like the live. So I think that had an effect on me too. I think when I really like an artist and I like, it can go both ways, right? It's like I can really like a record, and then I see it live, and if I don't like the performance of the music as much, maybe sometimes hard to like return to.
Yes, totally.
The music, and then conversely, like maybe I don't like someone's record as much, or the way it's like recorded, or the way it sounds, and then I'll see them live, and I'm like, oh, this is the best music,
Yeah. There are bands whose records I don't really listen to because they don't do anything for me, but if they're playing a show, I'll go because it's incredible and I love it.
Yeah, so it's great. It can go both ways, you know. Just I can't listen really to that song anymore.
Yeah. I don't really have any feelings on it, so I like the guitar tone on it. That's about like it's fine, but it's just not. Anyway, what's the song that most people, some group of people hate it, you don't care?
This was a hard question because there are songs. I was trying to think of like soundtracks that I like, but even like soundtracks that like a ton of people really love, and then maybe just like my circle of friends,
right?
Which I think is maybe the case with this song. So I chose Billie Eilish's "Birds of a Feather," which a lot of people love. Like,
Sure.
even within the music scene at large in New York, like, it's interesting, like looking at some of the songs or like the albums that I'm drawn to, and like given that like I'm a part of a lot of like different scenes in New York,
right.
and I have like friends who are like more like in the songwriting like indie world, and then like obviously a lot of friends like who are in the jazz world, and like
Right.
everyone has opinions in the jazz world. So I just remember like I that record came out, and I think my sister sent it to me, and she was like, I think you'd actually like some of this, and sure enough, I like the first half of the album, and
Yeah.
and the song, yeah, I mean for me is like, yeah, definitely a banger, and like I put it on for a while, and but I remember I say this because I think I put it down because I put it on in a car with like a band that I was touring with, and they're just like, yeah.
Yeah.
I never put it on with them again, and now it's like, but I get it, like, you know, and I feel like
right.
I cater the music I listen to like to the people I'm hanging out with, you know,
right.
Yeah, I have friends who with like very extremely varying tastes in music.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely some people I would never put on Billie Eilish. I think it was just like a test that morning because like they're like, oh, what were you listening to? I'm like, okay, well, you asked for it. So
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we don't want to do this.
I totally get that. I have friends who I would not put, because I do listen to a fair amount of pop music, and I mean I have a 12-year-old who is having a big K-pop moment at the moment. So
sure, yeah, I have a 6-year-old niece who loves K-pop Demon Hunter, so I understand it.
Gateway drug. And it's fine, you know, but I also have friends, if they came over, I'm not gonna be like, hey, check out this band Stray Kids. You know, but then I have other friends who'd probably think it was rad. So, you know,
yeah,
whatever.
right.
But Birds of a Feather is a banger, like objective.
Yeah. Without a doubt, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you mentioned earlier that basically that you are a romantic. So I'm not even going to ask you if you are a romantic. But what is the most romantic song?
I chose "But Beautiful" by Billie Holiday. Yeah, this is. I could have chosen a few different songs for this one, but I think I'm someone who really loves ballads. And I've been influenced by like ballads since I was like in high school, and I came to this version of "But Beautiful" like when I was in high school, and it's something that I still listen to a lot. Because Billie is also one of these singers whose like voice is really, really haunting, and I feel like gives new meaning to songs. You know, these songs that have like been sung for a very long time by a lot of different people. You know, but then you find a version that like really hits home, and I think with this song and thinking about the lyrics, there's just like this yearning in the song that that I think is really romantic. It's, you know, like kind of, it has like a tinge of sadness, but it's still like it's like yearning. I think for me, yearning is beautiful and can also be heartbreaking sometimes. You know? It can be like unrequited, or, you know.
Right. Yeah. And she seems to be able to carry all of that and convey it with her voice in a way that few people can. I don't know. It's this is I always feel like her version of this, it feels so intimate, like she's singing directly into your ear or something. It's so it's so good. It's another one that kind of gives me chills when I hear it. But
me too.
She's amazing.
She is. Yeah.
Which is not of course it's Billie Holiday. Okay, what's a song that changed your perspective on an artist, either for better or for worse?
Yeah, I decided to do for better because just to,
we want to keep the positive vibes here.
We want to keep positive here. And it wasn't necessarily that like my perspective was changed, but I wasn't fully aware of the how just how amazing Little Simz is.
I had the exact same reaction to this song when I heard it. It was like,
Yeah, and then
oh,
realizing what it was about too.
yeah,
Like, yeah, she's just so. Yeah, she's like obviously like an immense talent, but also like incredibly smart. You know, like
mm-hmm.
in her lyricism, and also like her she is a rapper too. But yeah, the song "I Love You, I Hate You." I really had a moment with Little Simz, and it was like someone who I just like was a little aware of before, and then I like did a deep dive and like was really
Mm-hmm.
obsessed with her for a while. And this song is like one of my favorites, probably ever, but like on that record, and then
Mm-hmm.
realizing it's like just about the complex relationship you have with, in this case, it's about her father, and yeah, like someone who's given you or like you've had a tough relationship with, and who you're supposed to love, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you like really despise them at the same time.
Yeah.
And I feel like she really like, yeah, it's so raw the way that she expresses that too.
Right. Yeah, it's so. I knew her and knew her stuff and thought she was like I liked her stuff, and then I remember hearing this and it was like, oh, she's not just good. She's like
she's another plane. Yeah.
But yeah, and I feel like she does such a good job of sort of lyrically navigating all that complicated mess of how like real relationships actually are. And and then God, I feel like her delivery too. It's like it's so intense and controlled at the same time. Oh my God.
Yeah, I love the intensity of her music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like she's like working through this in real time, like her feelings in real time as she's like rapping. I don't know. It's amazing.
Yeah, the emotion is like really behind the way that she raps.
Yeah. And the production on this is awesome too. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Choice sample and all that stuff. But
yeah.
Okay, what are lyrics? So obviously you make predominantly instrumental music. But are lyrics are lyrics an important thing to you? Can like lyrics make or break a song?
For me, no. Unless it's like, I don't know, but it's so dependent on the music, you know, like,
yeah,
like coming from an experimental world where like I see people use and manipulate words in a really interesting way, you know, or like poets like perform within a musical context. Like while it's hard for me to like make sense of maybe like the meaning behind the lyrics, it's like I think also maybe as someone who's an improviser and instrumentalist, it's like I also view lyrics in a like I can detach meaning from lyrics and think about like phrasing and like rhythm and voice a lot, and I'm able to detach the lyrics from the way that someone is like delivering words.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just like, yeah, I mean, I think it's cool to experiment with words, and I do that like in my solo set. Like I'm working more with like words and singing now, and I'm not like a lyricist, you know, but I think about words a lot, and I think about poetry, and in that collective I'm part of Tilt. Like I write lyrics for, I mean, most of the songs I write for that band has lyrics, and it's often like a feeling I'm trying to capture, and you know, and then like we'll often play with text, and that's kind of a big part of the band in general. So yeah, so I don't think for me like lyrics don't like really make or break a song. Like if it's like an interesting song and like if there's like intention behind the way that someone is using words, then I will like it, you know, regardless of the movie.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
what are your favorite lyrics then?
Yeah. I was also, I think because I was in the world of like singers, like when answering some of these questions, I thought of Shirley Horn, who I really love, and I chose this song. That's probably like still like one of my favorite songs. Yeah. Maybe I should have said it's one of my favorite songs or my favorite song. But this song "Here's to Life." Um, and similar to what we were talking about earlier about like joy or singing with joy, like this, there's optimism to this song and the lyrics that I really like, and it's hard to find, in songs, you know. And it's like, yeah, there's like joy and love and like good wishes for people, you know, and it's like, yeah, she sings, may all your storms be weathered and all that's good gets better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. And it's just like this like good and like well wishes towards someone, you know, and it's like it sets it apart from other songs. I think especially from that era too. Like, you know, there's so many songs about love or like heartbreak and this is just like I wish you well. You know, it's like and here's to like a great life, you know.
Yeah. It's like this this feeling of gratitude or something. I don't know, or for somebody or it's I don't know. If to me I've always thought it's like feels like such a profound song to me. And
yeah. I think sorry, go ahead.
I was just and just the way she delivers it, like her performance has this sort of quiet dignity or something to it. It's like so like measured and thoughtful and it's a wonderful song.
Yeah, I was thinking about it last night. Well, I was describing to my partner like why I chose that song. I mean, it made sense to him, but I was thinking about why those lyrics stuck with me more than like a lot of lyrics, you know, that I hear. And I think it's also the pacing. It's like the pacing and the performance of that has like lended itself to like sticking into your brain more, you know, like just because it's like, yeah, she's patient when singing the lyrics and each like phrase is like very deliberate. And I think with the arrangement, there's like space for the words to kind of like exist after she sings them.
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. So I think that's why like this song has always stuck with me, like since I first heard it like a long time ago.
Yeah. What is the last song you completely fell in love with?
So Tortoise is coming out with a new record, but their first single that they dropped this year is called Oganesson. Have you been listening?
Oh my god, it's so good. Tortoise is like one of my favorite bands of all time, and I speak like music that puts me in a better mood. This music just
true. Yeah, I could have answered that question with this song. Again, a song that I've listened to ad nauseum would be this song, and I'm grateful that like there's now 2 other singles. I mean, I would have listened to that song continuously until the album came out, but now I have like 2 other songs to listen to. But
the whole record's great, by the way.
You've probably heard it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I have envy. I have Tortoise envy. I'm just like I'm a new fan of Tortoise. So, and my partner and I are going to see them play in New York next month.
Awesome.
I'm really, really excited.
One of the first. So my wife and I have been married for 22 years. And one of the first, maybe the first show we ever went to together, this is when I lived in Seattle, was Tortoise. And it was like 2003. And she didn't know Tortoise, like had never, and then we both, like, that was the first time I'd ever seen them live. And yeah, it's still one of the best shows I've ever been to in my life. Like,
cool. I'm surprised.
Yeah, they're so good.
Them at Big Ears this year, but I was flying in that night.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm really sad because like my friends went to the show. I texted because they had my pass and I was like, hey, I just landed in Knoxville. Like, I think I'm going to try to see Tortoise. And they're like, oh, we're in here. Like, we're here already, but we're probably not going to stay. It's too loud in here. And then they had my pass, so I couldn't go. And I was very sad.
Well,
um,
at least you'll get to see him soon, and
yeah,
they'll
but
play longer because it's not a big festival. So
right, totally, yeah. But yeah, I
um,
really do. I definitely fell in love with that song and still love it. Yeah.
yeah, it's to me it sounds. I One of the things I love about it, and it's kind of true of the new record, is it sounds like Tortoise, but it doesn't sound like Tortoise. It's like Tortoise of the past and Tortoise in the future or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
oh god, yeah, one of my favorite bands ever. So,
Yeah.
and they've never come up on this show, other than, I mean, I had Jeff Parker on the show, but other than that, like, they've never come up on the show, so I never get to talk about them.
God. Yeah. I'm glad to see them. It makes sense though. Yeah, I'm obsessed with them.
All right, what's the best hype song?
Yeah, so I was trying to think. There's like a couple artists for me. Tends to be in the, well, not always, but like I was thinking of like rappers that I like, and I thought of Doechii because I really like her most recent album. So then I was going through and I was like, what? I mean, that album kind of is like a hype album for me.
Yeah.
But I chose Death Roll. Yeah. Also, like again, like, you know, referencing what I was saying about, or what we were saying about Little Simz earlier. Like, there's like an intensity to Doechii that that kind of, yeah, it gets me kind of ready for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Death Roll makes me want to like run through a wall or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and just also seeing the way that she performs is like, yeah, it's incredible. Like she just has such a way with just like her delivery with the words, and also like the movement too. Like her movement as a performer is incredible. And yeah, I'm also, like, whenever I see artists like that, or like I listen to music like that, I'm like, how can I approach my music with intensity, like, or just like the way I play my instrument, you know? And I think about that a lot, just like with the way that I play melodies or something. Just like, how can I deliver something with intensity?
Yeah, absolutely. I think about that a lot too. I think about, well, and like, I don't know, when I think of the word swagger, like, it's like her. Like, she has like this, and it's that intensity and that, and the intention, and how, yeah, I think about that too. How can I, like, the music I make is not this, obviously, but how can I bring some of that sort of approach, or I don't know.
Yeah, she's also just like, her as an artist and person, like she's fully herself 100% of the time. She like kind of doesn't give a crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like, I really admire, and like also dealing with the larger like sphere of music and like being in the commercial world. Like, I think any artist who's like able to kind of like be their self and give themselves to in performance in like a really original, authentic way, and are like being seen under that lens, it's always, yeah, really impressive and inspiring to see. As someone who like half follows like, you know, pop culture, or like what's happening,
right,
you know, like the world of music past what I make, you know,
right,
under a bigger lens. It's just like, yeah, there's always like something to learn, or there's still, yeah, there's artists that are really inspiring to me in that world.
Yeah. All right, last two questions. What is the song that means the most to you? And it's not necessarily because of the song itself, but you associate it with something or someone or certain memory, etc.
Yeah, so I mean, this whole album, but the Ellen Lewis album means a lot to me, but I chose They Can't Take That Away From Me. And this is an album that I used to listen to most mornings when I was in high school, like with my dad. So I lived with my dad when I was in high school, and he would often drive me to school, and that's when we would share music, and this was an album, like, I'm wondering, I think I showed him this, but he'll definitely listen to this and say whether that's true or not. I mean, yeah, he's like a Louis Armstrong stan, but like, I don't know if, like, I think I found this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Yeah, this is an album that we listened to a lot and kind of like became, like our record, and got it on vinyl, um, and it's a record that like every song is like really meaningful.
Yeah,
You know, and so it was like it's hard to pick one because I would say that
sure.
album means a lot to me. And yeah, it's something that still like kind of puts a smile on my face when I put it on.
That's such a man. So I drive my daughter to school every day, and that is like it's what you were just describing. It's like when we share music, like I'm on the other side of that right now, and it's, I have to driving her to school. It's kind of a pain. We sit in line for 30 minutes, and but also it's kind of the best part of my day because of it's, and especially now where she'll be like yesterday we were sitting there. So Mary Lattimore and Joanna Barwick are playing here in a couple weeks. And I was telling her about it because there's a park downtown and they do these free concerts. Like Mk.gee was here last month, and
love them.
It was I'm still good. Anyway. Wow. But so, and she went and she liked it. She was in a bad mood because they had like an opening act that it's like, I realized it was like a local band. It's like, I realize your friends think they did you a solid by having you open for these guys. But man, they did not, because they weren't that great. And Mk.gee was unbelievable. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So Mary Lattimore and Joanna Barwick are coming here. So they just released I think it's the first single off their record that's coming out. But I played it for her in the car yesterday, and she was just blown away. She was like, oh my God. I was like, we get to go see them. And so those moments are the best.
I need to save that because I love Mary Lattimore.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I think it just came out a couple weeks ago, maybe. But I feel like there's a record coming, and maybe I'm not supposed to say that, but whatever.
And this isn't the Patreon exclusive part of
this is outside of the paywall, so I don't know if Mary or Joanna's publicist is listening. Sorry.
I just got the single.
It's really fantastic. But just that I totally get why this would mean so much to you, like the sharing something with like it's the best.
Yeah. And I know it means a lot to my dad. My dad still like references that period of time because we spent a lot of time together, like those years, because it was just us two for a period of time. So that's like also the same time that I was like developing a lot of like my taste in music, and that like that's the time that I realized like I wanted to do professional.
Oh wow.
Be a professional trombonist. And I think he like definitely positively influenced me a lot during that time because he was really supportive of me following that path. So yeah, but it's like the carpool moment. Like, he talks. He's a writer, so like he's written some like stories about that period of time. And he like there was one I was reading where he like references like those mornings like carpooling because it's like it was like the moment that he had just us two, and like he was driving to a corporate job that he hated, but like he loved those mornings.
Yeah. Shout out to all the parents in the car line. Okay, well, we've come a long way. We've gone all over the place. To end now on what, at least in this moment in time, it probably changes. Could ask you this tomorrow and it would be a different answer. But what right now is your favorite song? Yeah,
so this is so hard because even now, like nearing the end of this interview, like there are songs that I said earlier that I feel like that's like more representative of my favorite song. Like even talking about Tortoise, I was like, that's been a recent favorite song. So but I was trying to find a moment to mention Mk.gee because I've loved Mk.gee since he put out that record and saw him play. It was like one of my favorite shows I saw that year. And when I had a Spotify, which I, as of recently no longer have, but when they do the Wrapped, like that was my most played song in like a serious way. So now I feel like I should say that it's like been one of my favorite songs. But it's "Are You Looking Up" by Mk.gee. Just great record. a really great live performance. Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of like indie music, and there's a lot of like bands and singers who like I'm not so interested in. Or it's like even yesterday, like I was taking Amtrak home and I was like going through like different playlists on like Apple Music, and just I go through these periods of, like desperately trying to find like new music, but also, you know, wanting to know like who people are listening to and do I like this person that like all my friends listen to? And, you know, sometimes I'm like, no, not at all. And this is one where I'm like, oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah. Oh my God, this song, I haven't seen him live, but I'm glad to hear that it's just as good, if not better. This song is so good. It's so, I don't know, just the way he kind of builds the track is so hypnotic and dreamy, and like it just pulls you in, and then it's like getting caught in a web or something. I don't know.
That's kind of how the album feels too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like it's definitely an album. I'm definitely like an album listener as opposed to I enjoy listening to full albums, but sometimes I don't always if there's only like a few songs I like. But this is an album that like I will listen to all the way through. And you are kind of like captured in that sound world for like the entirety of the album.
Yeah, it's so good. All right, well, this was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun too.
Thank you for doing this. Congrats on the new record, Another View, November 14th. Anything else you mentioned the shows? Anything else you want to mention or plug? I don't know exactly when this is coming out, but no,
I think that's it for the moment. Yeah, just if you feel like listening to the album, it'll be out November 14th, and for folks in New York and LA, November 29th at Public Records, and then December 17th in LA, and that'll be the location will be announced in November, like before the record comes out. Yeah. Okay.
Stay tuned, everybody. And trust me, you do want to listen to the record. Thanks, Kalia.
Thanks, Brian.
Once again, thank you to Kalia Vandever, taking time out of her very busy schedule to talk about some awesome songs. Another View is out on November 14th. Go pre-order it today. Link to that in the show notes. Link to her the playlist of all her picks in the show notes. And yeah, just if she's playing anywhere near you, like solo with her ensemble, you don't want to miss that because Kalia rules. So thanks again for listening. That's all I got. Let's leave a rating, review, all that stuff. I don't know. All right, until next time, keep on listening to whatever the hell you want.